Well, hello friends. Here we are, yet another Monday, back for our Mystery Monday Makes. This is a series where I have picked about 14 different free patterns from the internet. I've plugged them into an online name picker spinner. Every week, we head over to the computer, spin the wheel, and find out what we're making for that week. And these are all free patterns that I found, so any pattern that I showcase on here or I try to make for the week, you can find the actual pattern link in the description box below. So if you're interested in trying out any of these patterns, check down below for the pattern and any other notes that I might have for a particular item that we're making. This week was a struggle. This is probably the first technically a fail Mystery Monday that I've done. So let's rewind to last week where I spun the wheel, we got our mystery pattern, picked some yarn, and then we'll head right back here and I'll talk to you all about how my week went and how the pattern and the project turned out. All right, it is time for another Mystery Monday Make pattern. We're gonna have our wheel spin for us. I've removed all of the choices that we have already made. So we're really getting down to the last few here. Without further ado, let's go ahead and spin the wheel. I was wondering when this one was gonna hit. The winner for this week is socks. If we take a look at the pattern really quickly, it is a Premier yarn pattern. I will link all of the pattern info in the description box below, so check that out. It looks like they've used the Premier yarn fruits, and in fact, that is what the materials say. I don't know if I have one in the watermelon color, but I do know that I have Premier yarn fruits. I'm just not sure which colorway, which fruit I have. I have not made socks in a very long time, and in fact, I typically, if I'm going to make socks, I have only knitted stockings or very small like baby socks, so this will be new for me. The pattern is 2 pages long, so we've got this first page, and if we scroll down, we've got the second page. Quite a lot of writing on here, but I'm hoping that it is not as complicated as I'm thinking it might be. So I'm gonna go see what fruit yarns I have, and we'll pick a fruit and make some socks. All right, we are in the yarn closet that is quite a mess. I've got all of my sock yarn up here, and it actually looks like I might have the watermelon. This one is indeed watermelon. However, I only have one. The pattern calls for 2, I believe, so I only have 1 each of these fruit yarns. I've got a bunch, but just 1 each. So what I think I'm going to do is pick this one right here, because it is a nice sock yarn and it's a very nice colorway, and I should have enough. So this is the one I'm going to pick. I believe I got this one in a mystery box from Mary Maxim, I think. It is sock yarn. It's superwash wool, some polyamide, and we have 400 meters or 100 grams. It is 437 yards. I've used a little bit from this, but not much, so I should still have close to that. It's a 2/8 fine yarn, and we have a color citrus splash stripe. So this will be perfect for those socks. Won't be watermelon, but it'll be Citrus Splash. So we picked the watermelon socks, and as you saw, I did have watermelon yarn that it called for in the pattern. However, I only had one ball of it. It needed to, I wasn't going to risk running out. I knew I wouldn't have enough. So we picked a different yarn, which was this KNC, and it is the Citrus Splash stripe yarn. So it is a sock type yarn. It's a 2-weight, and it is 75% super wash wool, and I can feel the wool in here. However, it is fairly soft for a wool yarn. With the pattern, I believe the hook size was supposed to be like a 3.25. Again, I don't have the quarter sizes. I have a 3 millimeter, I have a 3.5, I have a 4, I have a 4.5. I have very few quarter sizes, so I don't have a 3.25 crochet hook. So I sized up. I probably should have sized down. I used my 3.5. Should have sized down. We'll get into that. So last week was a really crazy week. At the beginning of the week, we had really bad storms. We actually had a few tornadoes in the area. There's damage everywhere. We were out of power for a few days. It was crazy. It was madness. On top of that, I wasn't home very much for a few days, so I really did not get a lot of time to work on this week's project. You would think, because they're just socks, I could have finished it. I didn't. I didn't have any time. I started it with good intentions because we didn't have any power, so I couldn't really do anything. We were waiting for the power to come on. We were doing some yard cleanup from all of the branches and the trees that went down. You would have thought that I could have found some time in my waking hours to crochet, but my mind was everywhere else but on this week's project. I did start on it, and I found it fairly easy. Pattern is well written, easy to follow. Stitches are not complicated. I am just not an experienced sock maker. I have knit socks before, and I can do that fairly well, although it just takes me so long that I've kind of not done that for a long time. This is the first real, like, adult size crochet socks that I have attempted, which is one of the reasons why I picked it. It was a free pattern. It did not look too complicated, and I wanted to try something new. Shall we look at it? Now, I do love how the colors came out, but look at the size of this thing. I mean, I did a medium. This is not a medium. I should have sized down my hook. I should have realized this sooner. It does fit-ish. It fits up the foot. The ankle is where it kind of got a little screwy. I actually had to add additional decreases in the back because it was just way too wide at the ankle and then going up the leg. I don't know why. It was way too big. So I did add extra decreases in the back, and that helped to cinch it up a little bit. Now you can see I have started on the cuff, and that's just where you do double crochet front post, back post, and you alternate and you get the nice little ribbed look. However, I did not finish. This is the only sock that I did, and it's not done, and I'm going to tear it out. I need to redo it in a smaller hook size. I'm going to actually work the small size in the pattern because I'm not sure if it's this yarn that is just a little bit thicker than what the recommended yarn is, which is that Fruits watermelon yarn. So I need to tear this out, and I'm going to try it again at some point. I really enjoyed the pattern. It was kind of fun to make. It was not complicated at all. I just think I used the wrong hook. My mind was not in it this week. Yeah, I'm not going to be wearing this the way it is. I'm going to tear it out. I'm going to frog it all and start again. sometime when I have time. And when I do, I will post something about it and show you how attempt number 2 came out. But here we are with this week's unfinished Monday project. Now it looks pretty good on camera here, like it looks like a sock. In person, it just looks massive. I mean, this looks like it could be a sock for a giant. Although here, it doesn't look so bad. So once you put it on your foot, it's not too bad. However, I think I need to size it down for myself if I'm going to wear it. As far as this yarn goes, I am pleasantly surprised with how nicely this worked up. It was easy to crochet with. You get a really nice, interesting, fun colorway. So I'm really happy with that. I'm going to keep the same yarn. I'm not going to try a different yarn. I'm going to still work with this. I'm just going to size down my hook. I might even size it down to a 2.5. There are some errors in here. There has to be some errors because I was not getting the right stitch count. And it was, like I said, it was very baggy at the top, so I had to actually add extra decreases right in here at the top there before I started the cuff, just to kind of cinch it in the back so it wouldn't be so drapey all over the place. So I'm not super happy with my attempt this week, but I am happy with the pattern. It's a great free pattern. The yarn, super happy with. This was a complete failure on my part to be motivated and focused. But regardless, I did manage to get one sock done, and this could be finished. I think I just need 1 or 2 more rows of the cuff. But again, I actually wasn't even liking how that was coming out. I mean, it looks okay now. Again, my mental state with all of the drama that we had going on last week was not great. And so I just wasn't into this week's project. But I will be another week. So without further ado, we're going to just move right along, head over to the computer, pick next week's project, and move on. Thank you so much for watching. And I will see you next week for our Mystery Monday Makes. Have a great week, everyone. Bye.